Hey, Johnny Roberts, we are back for another great episode of your podcast. How is the day treating you?
It is cold, but we're doing good up here in Michigan.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but we got
It,
heat in the house and in the office, so that makes it nice, man. Can't imagine. Can you imagine living years ago?
Man, I tell you,
Mhm.
I was in bed last night, and it's cold. I'm in Kentucky, so it was kind of cold outside last night. And I heard at like 3 o'clock in the morning some dogs or coyotes or something out barking, right? And I'm laying in my bed going, okay, will you just stop barking? And I thought, if I were outside, I would be barking too when it's that cold. So yeah, I'm grateful for warmth and everything. And I can't imagine living way back in the day when the windows were howling
It's
through wind and oh,
I know it's like it is true in a sense, but also it's like when people say I just long for the good old days. There's good things about the good old days, but also there's some things that
yeah.
it's nice to have a washing machine or instead
Oh
of having to go
man.
down to the river or have a furnace you just turn on or
Oh yeah.
in
We
the
are.
summer, it's those things are nice. Obviously, there's things that are good about the good old days, but
That's right.
there are
But
some things that like convenience has been good on certain things. So
absolutely, yeah. So it's looking back is always fun, but looking forward is good as well, and being grateful for what we have, and kind of what we're talking about today, in a sense, is looking backwards, looking forward, because we're in a new year now. But there are ways to maximize a Roth IRA before it's too late, because even though we're in a new year, you can still get some tax benefits or something with a Roth IRA by making a contribution before tax day or something like that. That's what I want to talk about today. How can somebody really look at their investments, their Roth, and maximize their Roth before it's too late?
well, first, remember a Roth is simply individual retirement account, a Roth IRA that you're paying with like after tax money, but the tax benefit comes when you begin to draw the money out because then it's tax free as well as all the growth. So
Mhm.
if $10,000 turns into 20, that whole 20 is taxable. I mean, not taxable. I'm sorry, it's not taxable. So I already paid taxes on the 10, but now this whole 20,000 I got's all tax free, right? So
Right.
that's the concept of a Roth. Now, we can contribute to those up to maximums up to 50 years old. I believe it's 7,000. If you're above 50, you can do like a catch up of 8,000, so you want to try and max those out if you can. Um, and sometimes it's like, well, I can't do it by the end of December, something happened or whatever, but
Mhm.
you actually can go up to April 15th and put it in your Roth and it'll count towards the previous year's contribution. So
Okay.
if you're sitting there thinking, well, I got the money now in February, I wish I would have done it last year. I guess it's just going to go towards this year. No, you
Yeah.
can still make it towards last year's contribution and then later in the year contribute to this year's. So
Okay.
making a Roth a priority if you can, and even if making a Roth a priority is so important for retirement, regardless if you do the max contribution or not.
Yeah.
Even if it's $1,000 a year or 500, whatever it may be, you know, having that mindset like the tax-free money is a priority for me, especially as it grows. The
Yep.
tax benefit is down the road. The tax benefit of like a 401k or traditional IRA is now, right?
Right.
Because I get it. I'm not paying it's tax deductible money. So if I make $1,000 in my paycheck and I contribute $100 to a 401k, I'm only taxed on $900, right? So I get the
Right.
tax benefit now. But as that $100 turns into $1,000, that
Yep.
extra money I grow is now all taxable. So those are the two differences, and that's why if you are thinking about contributing to your own personal Roth or you have one, you still can at this point before it gets too late, right? You still
Right.
can and make it count towards last year so you can do your contribution for this year as well. Because you may be like, I have the money for last year now, and I'll have the money for this year in like 3 months. I wish
Right.
you can still do that. So
Okay. Well, and there,
maximize those out.
yeah, and it's conversations like that that people need to have with you. And because there are other factors that come in, whether you're I don't know. I mean, what paying for long-term care or Social Security, and so there are a lot of decisions that need to be factored in to how much you're going to do and when you're going to do it, right?
Yeah, it all comes down to, well, there's two ways to build a Roth, right? One is just contributions, which there's like a limit on. I can contribute this much per year
Right.
and and also checking your 401ks or retirement plans at work because a lot of those now offer Roth IRA options within them. So
Right.
you could have a 401k that has two parts of it. One is the traditional IRA and one is a Roth. So you look at that and see, is that available where I'm at? And if so, I need to start contributing to that aspect of my retirement too. And then there's the personal one. The personal one is kind of what we're talking about now. I've got some money. Maybe I'm just throwing it in stocks, or I'm putting it here or there or whatever it may be. If you're throwing it in stocks or whatever, put it into the Roth if you want to use it for down the road money because
Right.
all that growth is tax free. There's no capital gains tax or anything like that, right? It's just and the Roth can be invested in different vehicles as well. So um, it's long-term planning that really should start at any time. And maybe we'll talk about the Roth conversions again coming up
Yeah.
because we're getting close to tax season and taxes are going to be on people's mind. But the Roth conversion is the other way to uh, build up the tax-free investment. Remember, there's a saying, and you can see it all over the internet or YouTube or whatever, but it's so true. A lot of us use it. It's the power of zero. Zero,
Mm.
zero potential for loss and zero taxes. There's power there, right? And
Hmm.
we think zero doesn't mean anything. Zero's I'd rather have 10 than zero.
Yeah.
In this particular case, I'd rather have zero than
That,
taxes, and
yeah.
I'd rather have zero than a loss, you know? So that power of zero mindset, part of it is the tax aspect of it. And so
Interesting.
making that zero, even though it's weird, is now your hero, right?
Yeah, well, that was Schoolhouse Rock, man. You and I grew up on Schoolhouse Rock, at least I did. And that
Yeah.
was one of their things is My Hero Zero was one of their
Yeah.
songs that just stuck in my brain. That's what came to my mind when you were talking about the power of zero mindset to go, what? No. So we're going to do a whole episode, I think, on that concept because people really need to understand the power of paying zero taxes in retirement with that money that you're drawing out of a Roth IRA. It can be really
And
incredible.
the power of zero of potentially losing money during retirement. So there's two aspects to that where
Huh.
zero is very powerful,
Okay.
and like you said, man, let zero be your, maybe we should use that song as our intro going forward, but it's very true. So think that way because we're just thinking usually high numbers are better numbers all the time. And a lot of times
Right.
they are, but in certain aspects of our life and retirement planning, you know, I'd rather have zero weight gain than 10 pounds,
That's
right?
right. That's
So
right. I love it.
that kind of thing. So there is zero is powerful in certain aspects, and it needs to be a lot more in our financial thought process too.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to that in an upcoming episode. But right now, as we wrap up, we want to talk about maximizing your Roth IRA before it's too late. So as this airs, hopefully, I think in February, there's still time if you need to make a contribution to your last year's Roth. There's still time to make that happen. Just reach out to Johnny and have a conversation about how to make that happen and when and all of the ramifications of making that possible. Because even though we're in a new year, does not mean that you've missed the timeline for contributing to last year's Roth because you still have a little bit of time before tax day in April. So reach out to Johnny and have that conversation and see how he can help you maximize your Roth IRA before it's too late. Johnny, man, thanks for another great conversation. I can't wait to come back and talk about the power of zero.
Power of zero, we'll touch base on Roth conversions and all kinds of good stuff. So, yeah, it's tax season, so to
Yeah.
say, is coming upon us, and yeah, we'll get into all that for sure.
Okay. I look forward to the next episode, buddy. Take care. Have a great day.
You too.